Now, Next.js provides us with a convenient way to manipulate our HTML document via a document file. For example, if our HTML page itself, the HTML tag is split up into two parts. One is the head and the body. A document page allows us direct access to the HTML document, so we can add stuff to the head as well as to the body. Now, things that are not specific to individual pages but that are for the entire application can live in the document page itself. But I know what you might be wondering. If we already have underscore app.js, then why do we need document? What's the purpose for it? So the difference between a document page and a underscore app.js page is that underscore app.js will add stuff to the body. It does not necessarily, it's not responsible for head or the HTML document itself. Whereas anything that we want to wrap around the body and the routing of all the different pages, underscore app.js takes care of that. All right. Now that we learned so much about document, let's go ahead and create a document where we can load our fonts because that's for the entire application. All right. In our VS Code, let's go ahead and create a new file. Now, just like underscore app.js, we also create a document file by calling it underscore document.js. Now, we can't necessarily route to underscore app.js, nor can we route to underscore document.js, even though they are under the pages directory. So, what we need to do is we need to create a class called as my document. And the reason why we need to create a class and not a functional component, and a functional component as in we can't necessarily create a functional component just like how we did for the other pages. It's because we need to extend the document page that Next.js provides internally. So Next.js also keeps a copy of the document page itself so that it can manipulate the HTML document directly. But with underscore document.js, we can add stuff on top. We can extend it. So we need to extend document right here. So let's go ahead and import that. And document is the default import from Next.js. So let's do that as well. Now this information is also in the documentation right here. So it talks about how you can create a class and extend the document. All right. Now that we have done that, let's return a render function. And here we need to create that HTML document that we were talking about. And this HTML component also comes from the next document import itself. So we can say HTML right here. Now we set the language to English by default. And here we can add the head component. But this is essentially a different head component. Now the head component that we use in any of our pages, for example, is not the head component that is used in document, even though both of them are called head component. The head component used here should only be used for any head code that is common for all the pages. So if you do need to update a title of a individual page, Next.js recommends to go ahead and add that right here in the individual page itself. All right, now that we have created a head component, let's create a body tag. Because an HTML element consists of body as well. And in the body, we will have two things. One is the main component. Second is a next script. Now, let's go ahead and import that first and take a look at that right after. Let's see, main, next script, and all of these come from the next document import itself. All right, so let's go to the browser and take a look at our doc. Now, in our browser, the main component is responsible for adding this specific ID, and it takes care of everything within this div. Whereas the next script is responsible for adding all these different scripts. And it adds a lot of different bundles and JavaScript files right here so that Next.js can work in the background. And we will take a look at what all these scripts are later in the course. But that's what the next script component is responsible for. All right, now that we have done that, let's make sure to export it as well so that we can use it. All right, now that we have done that, what we do need to do is restart our server, because anytime we make changes in my document or even underscore app.js, we do need to restart the server. So let's do that. So let's go ahead and restart the server. All right, server restarted. And if we go to the browser and refresh the page once more, oops, we forgot to define head, but this is a good sign because document page is working. So let's go ahead and do that over here. And going back to the browser. Sweet. All right, so now our page has rendered and it is working as expected. All right. Next, let's add fonts to this document file. I'll see you in the next one.